Well, good morning, everybody. I just want to say that I'm dedicating my speech this morning to my sister Sheila. So when I was young, my mother always gave me spirit, belief, and positive messages. And the one thing that she said to me always was, Lisa, you can do anything. You just have to believe in yourself, put your mind to it, and work very hard. And I thought, okay, believe in myself, I can put my mind to it, and I can work very hard. I can do anything. And of course, at age 8, I watched the 1972 Olympics, and that's when I saw Olga Korbut, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the Olympics. I wanted to be a gymnast. And at age 10, after I'd been in gymnastics for a couple of years, there was a required forward roll on the balance beam. Now, this does not sound very difficult, but the balance beam is only 4 inches wide, it's 4 feet high, and you're competing in front of judges who are writing down everything that you do wrong with all of your opponents. First meet, there's about 10 competitions in a season. First meet, I rolled and fell to the right. The second meet, I rolled and fell to the left. My mom and I started praying, and this is one of the things that my mother taught me, was pray, because ask and you shall receive. And I also learned the peacefulness that comes with prayer. And she said, Lisa, recognize your talents and gifts and have gratitude. And believe in yourself and the good things that will come to you. So the third and the fourth meet, I fell again and I fell again, and I was like, this prayer thing is not working. Finally, by the 7th meet, we prayed beforehand. She said, Lisa, one of these times you will make it. And sure enough, I made it the 7th meet, and I started to really know then that I could do it. When I was 12, now I'm doing much bigger tricks, and there was a side aerial on the balance beam. This is a cartwheel with no hands. Well, I've been in practice, and I made it most of the time, but competition, again, is a very different thing, and I would get very nervous with butterflies. And we prayed, and then I missed it in the first meet. I missed it in the second meet, and by the third meet, I was thinking, oh, God, I should take it out. I'm not going to make it. So a couple days before the meet, my mom and I are driving in the car, and I said, Mom, I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to take it out. And she said, Lisa, don't you know? I said, what? And she said, God is up in the sky, and there's these strings coming down to you and attached to you. He's the marionette, and you're the puppet. He's got you. You can't fall. I thought, this woman is nuts. And she said, no. She said, God is holding you up. You can't fall. And all of a sudden I thought, okay, I'm imagining this white bearded man up in the heavens, these strings coming down, attached to me through the ceiling of the gymnasium, onto me on the balance beam, and it's going to hold me up. Well, for some crazy reason, this visual worked. And the next meet, I actually said, okay, God, you're holding me up. And I went into the meet, and I made the side aerial. When I was 15, I was now just approaching 1980, when the 1980 Olympics were coming, and I was training to qualify for the elite level. This is the highest level in the sport of gymnastics. And I had a terrible, terrible crash in the gym. I was tumbling and doing this double back flip, and I opened up too early for some crazy reason, landed upside down on the back of my head, and my knees came in and just pounded my head, and I knocked myself out. For about 4 to 6 weeks after that, I developed this terrible fear, and I actually lost 60 to 70% of my skills. And I was crying, my coaches were yelling at me. This was completely psychological. I told my mom I was going to quit. I was not a gymnast. I lost everything. So she said, Lisa, you can quit, that's your choice. But if you quit when you're down, when you're at the bottom, you'll always wonder, what if I tried? What if I fought back? Well, I thought I had been trying. But I thought, okay, and she said, and you won't do gymnastics, you won't travel, you won't compete, you won't wear the leotard, you won't do this and that and the other. And I thought, wow, if I'm not a gymnast, then what am I? So, long story short, I worked with a sports psychologist. This was an angel that came into my life. And for 3 months, 2 hours a day, twice a week, I developed all of these skills, mental skills, breathing, relaxation, recalling my good performances, positive self-talk, visualization, and the ability to concentrate on one thing at a time. And I literally relearned all of my skills. Now, by January, a new season was starting. I did try out for Elite, didn't make it. And I'm in the kitchen one day with my mom, and she says, so, Lisa, you didn't qualify for Elite, so what's your goal for Junior Olympics? This is the level just below. I said, oh, I don't know, I guess I'll just win nationals. And she said, well, wouldn't that be something? Now, at the time, I still wasn't competing my biggest skills, the double back, which I crashed on, and some other skills. And I was still very nervous about competition. I was still not where I was just a few months prior. But I went in, and at each meet, I used these mental skills. Each meet I prayed. Each meet I believed in myself. And my mom also gave me this cloth rose that was a symbol of the Rose Bowl, and she had told me at the beginning of the season that the USC team, that they were down and out and had every obstacle against them, yet against all odds, they still prevailed, and they became national champions. So this was a symbol on my jacket that my mom sewed for me, and I actually ended up winning the national championships. So what my mom told me was that prayer and believing in myself, reaching for dreams that I didn't have any reason to actually achieve, but just wanting it so bad, working very hard and sweating, and keeping my mind on the goal, and that I could accomplish anything. So I hope for you today that whatever you're trying to accomplish, that you too will reach, sweat, and believe in yourselves, and you too can accomplish your dreams.